update one of my Shiny apps with me. I thought this would be a good opportunity to walk through some stuff that people ask about frequently, which is like the Git integration in Positron, and then also the sort of like push to GitHub repo workflow of updating a Shiny app that's hosted on Posit Connect Cloud. So it is, the end of the night. I'm about to go to bed, and I wanted to just push this out. I also kind of want to show the app update because I think it's pretty cool. So first, I will start by just showing you the app as it is right now. Hosted on Connect Cloud, an ode to Ellsworth Kelly. This is an app that I built that reproduces something that looks like a piece by Ellsworth Kelly. The piece is called Spectrum Colors Arranged by Chance, number 4 and number 3, depending on if I have a white or black background. But here's what you do. You choose the size of your grid. It defaults to 40 because that's the size of the original piece by Ellsworth Kelly. You choose your background, black or white. We'll stick with paper white. And then you click Create Art Piece. And then you see there's this little thing that says scroll down to see artwork. So this whole page is kind of taken up with this like message from me, and it's great. It talks about the app and links to my blog and my inspiration and everything. But you have to scroll down to see what gets created. And you can continually create new randomly generated pieces. The programming behind this is all on my blog if you do care about seeing it. And then you can scroll down even further and you can see sort of a paint by numbers. This is designed for somebody to be able to make a quilt with it if they would like to, and a color swatch with hex codes. What I do not love is that this takes up so much space, and I also don't love that you have to scroll down and there has to be this like instruction to scroll down. So I posted on the Data Science Community Discord server, and Adam, who is an engineer at Posit, one of my coworkers from another department, he chimed in, and he has a web building background, which I do not have a web design or website building background at all. He's like, oh, you could just use this HTML thing, and like said what it was, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. I gave that to ChatGPT and was like, ChatGPT, how would I use this in Shiny to do what I think Adam is saying that I can do? ChatGPT helped me. And so I will show you what the update looks like. I'm not going to go all the way through the code. This is my app code that basically builds out a matrix that is the right size, right? So a matrix that is, in this case, 40 by 40. And then based on specific probabilities to replicate the sort of like probabilities that Ellsworth Kelly used to build his artwork, which was based on chance. He had colored pieces of paper that were squares that he was like picking out of a hat, and he had certain rules around where they would be placed on his artwork. I had to do it all with matrices and math, which I thoroughly enjoyed. But if I want it to be a smaller one and I can create it, it's still going to honor the style of the piece and just be a different size grid. I can also make it much, much, much larger, and I can change the color for the background, in which case it's going to remove black as an option. There we go. Aren't they beautiful? They make me so happy. Please go check out Ellsworth Kelly's work. It is linked somewhere in here. Here we go. Ellsworth Kelly's website is linked right here. So in order to fix that, I made some changes based on Adam's suggestions, ChatGPT help, and I wanted to show, before I send this update through, here's me testing the app in Positron. Here is a preview of it, and I'm going to say create art piece, and then it scrolls right up. Fantastic. It scrolls exactly to where you want it to be. There's no ambiguity about what has happened after you click this. It's just there. What I wanted to walk through, really, instead of the code, unless people are interested, and then you can ask, but the source pane over here. And this might look a little different from your Positron if you have the activity bar on the left. If you do, you can just click up here. It's sort of in this empty space here, an activity bar position. So the default's the left. If you have it over here, you would like it at the top if that's what you want. It's right up here next to Explorer. You can right click activity bar position and top. There are other ways to change it as well. That's the way that I change it. But up here, we're going to go to our source control. And we can see these are the 3 files that have had a change to them since I updated my app code. And I have not committed or pushed anything. So my repo still has the older version of my app, which looks like this, which does not scroll when you click this button. And it's hooked up through Posit Connect Cloud to serve my repo's app to this website, right? So I have it set up in Posit Connect Cloud so that anytime I push to main, to my main branch, it's going to automatically update my website in real time with this new version of the app. I love it so much. It's so easy. Here's my chance to also show you what changes look like. I'm going to press stop up here so it stops listening for changes in my app. This is the main thing that I changed. I obviously also made some changes to my scrap document when I was working through things. My .r_proj file got an update with a project ID because this is something that I built in RStudio, and now I'm updating it in Positron. And Positron, I think, has added this project ID. And then this is my main app.r. When you click each of these, it gives you your file with changes, and it's the same way that you would see it in RStudio if you were doing this. You see a document with changes, but I like it a little bit better. I like it the side by side. You have lots of visual markers here of what's changing. And then if you go back to the regular document, so you can see up here, this says working tree. If you go back to the regular document, it's going to give you this indication of lines that have changed. If you hover over it, it says changed lines. I think that's pretty cool. I will let you poke through that and see how it works. But then down here on the left, there is information about what I have changed in the past. These are all previous commits. I'm not going to click through those right now. I will get to the committing part. So I'm going to go ahead and commit all of these changes. I can stage all of them at once by clicking the plus button that's just on this like changes bar right here. I could click them individually if I wanted to, but I'm just going to stage all of them. So now you see I have 3 staged, 0 unstaged, and I'm going to say add auto scroll when generate is clicked. Okay, I have committed them. I could either click this button or this button to commit. And now when I sync changes means push. So this is a side project of mine. Nobody relies on it to make decisions. I do not create branches. I just push to main and YOLO. So it's saying, hello, are you sure you want to do this? You're like committing to main. And I'm like, yes, it's fine. But I don't say, okay, don't warn me again. I do want it to warn me when I'm pushing to main. Another thing that you'll notice is at the top, I have app.r, Ellsworth, and main. That's because I have my settings in my settings.json file augmented to add that to my Positron title bar. I have my file name, my project name, and the branch that I'm on. I rely on that a lot. Okay, so I have pushed to main, and we'll go back to my app here, and we can see that it's still following its initial functionality. If I go and reload it here, we can see what's changed. First of all, about this app is now tidied away. Somebody can click it if they want to, but it's tidied out of the way. They can go ahead and create their art piece, and it's going to auto scroll. So it was as easy as that. I had my code already done. I committed my changes. I pushed them to my GitHub repo, and voila, my app that is hosted on Posit Connect Cloud on the free tier is automatically updated and I didn't have to do anything. I love this so much. I love this app so much. I love my project. If you're curious about this, you can definitely check it out. You can go to my blog to see. I have an entire 7-part, 8-part, 7-part blog series on it. The Ellsworth Project Part 7 is here. A lot of it is focused on the way that I tackle a project, and a lot of that is by hand. So you'll see lots and lots of handwritten notes, handwritten code, and handwritten pseudocode. So if you are curious, feel free to check that out. Either way, thanks for hanging out with me. Hope you have a good night.